y'all doing today? It's the Shanita Frequency. Out on my walk in nature with my doggy. And I got some downloads as I'm out in nature. Okay. Hope you guys are putting yourself first, not getting distracted with negative energy and the narratives and storylines that people are painting about you in their heads. I got a question. Are you living out the narrative and story that God, the creator, the highest mother and father, the source, whatever you want to call it, right? Are you living out that narrative and storyline that gets you to your many destinies in this lifetime, that bring you fulfillment, joy, and happiness? Or are you being controlled by someone else's thoughts, storylines, and narratives that they are placing on your life? Okay? I really want you to ask yourself that question and sit with your inner being and see what the feedback is. Alright? But the download is this. They don't want you. They don't like you. They've showed you time and time again how they really feel. Okay? Anything after the mask and the veil has fallen off of that person, and you know who I'm talking about, is simply pretending. What Lizzo said, I know who you pretend to be. Alright, so you gotta know the difference, right, between who a person is and who a person is pretending to be. Okay? So the download is, are you living in your own story or someone else's? And you can always tell when you are living in someone else's narrative, storyline. You know, they didn't use relationships and marriages and they didn't bind it to you so that they can play out this story in their head, this fairy tale, this illusion, you know, and they got you playing as a character in their story. And you can always tell when you are playing that character in someone else's story, because the moment that you remove yourself and stop doing all the things that they like, they change. The smile goes away, right? There's retaliation. There's further manipulation to put you back in your place. All right? And it's miserable, right? It don't feel good because you're not on your path. The creator said, get in your own storyline. Okay? Get in your own life, because they don't really love you. They just pretending to love you. They just pretending to care about you. Okay? Because people who love you and care about you, they are going to support your narrative. They are going to support your story. Okay? They're not going to want to impede and impose on your life and the things that you see for your life. They are naturally going to support your storyline. If the only thing that they support is the storyline that they are wanting you to play out in their lives, okay, it's time to reconsider the closeness that they have to your energy. All right? The download is they don't really care about you. They want the benefits of being with you. They want the benefits of you washing their clothes. They want the benefits of you doing everything from them. You got to be careful dealing with people who grew up in these narcissistic households where they, were the slaves to their parents and stuff, because they start playing that out in their marriages and in their relationships, right? Now they get with you and they want you to wash all their clothes, fold all their clothes, and do everything while they sit on their behind and watch you struggle, because that's the place that they've set for you in their lives. You don't have a partner. A lot of you guys don't have a partner. You have a dictator. You have someone that's telling you what to do. You have someone who's upset that you won't do what they want you to do. And that is toxic relationships. It is time to release toxic positions and relationships, storylines and narratives and plots. It's time to revamp your own story and get back into your own life and your own story and own it. And guess what? If they don't like it, whoop-de freaking do. Because what they going to do about it? They not going to do nothing about it. And let me tell you something. If they start buying you stuff and trying to manipulate you back into that energy, you leave them alone. You choose yourself. You put yourself first. Because the narcissist, that's narcissistic behavior, in my opinion. Anybody that wants to control somebody else's storyline, narrative, energy, feet, legs, and arms. Just think about it. They want to control your feet, your legs, your arms, your fingertips, what you do with them. You know what I'm saying? That's controlling. A lot of you guys are dealing with narcissists. They covert. All they do is lie. They barely tell the truth because they living in a false reality. And before you know it, you'll be in a false reality. But the difference between you and them is they're comfortable in that false reality. They've been in that false reality since they've been a child. But that false reality, you joining them in it, it's going to drive you insane, because you like reality, you like the truth, you like the change, you like the connection to source. Source is not in a false reality. Source is in reality. Okay? Source is really know what's going on. So you connecting yourself to somebody in these false realities, and now you done got trapped and tricked into a false reality by the narcissist, and they ain't doing nothing but playing with you. And they good at it. They good at crying. They good at acting. You know what I'm saying? They good at it. They good at manipulating you. They good at confusing you. It's never going to stop. They're never going to change. And let me tell you something. Just because you get clarity on who somebody is, it does not mean that you stay dealing with that. It don't mean that you deal with them now that you know, oh, okay, it was their childhood that made. So what? Whoop-de-doo. What that got to do with you? You got clarity. Now it's time to get going. Because they're not even going to change. They're not going to change. It's who they are. It's who they are. They only show up and change when they realize they can't manipulate you anymore. When they realize that you see the true nature of who they are. And they will detach from their flying monkeys to save themselves. So don't fall for the, oh, I was abused by these people and I'm not like them. No, they just like them. They just saving themselves and throwing them under the bus and playing the victim. They'll throw them flying monkeys away in a moment. When you start to see who they are, here you are thinking that they the victim. Whole time they are part of the circus. They are grounded in false realities. The Shanita Frequency. I need you to follow me on YouTube and TikTok. All right. We're going to get into some things. We're going to pull these tarot cards. I'm doing some reality TV show reviews. Let's get into it, baby. Walk in your purpose, choose yourself, and let the manipulative, disgusting people go. They are disgusting. They cannot love. They cannot feel. And they are Emmy Award winning actresses.